All right. Hi again, baseball fans, and welcome in to the beginning of the MV Tosser tournament. This is a tournament uh, inspired by an idea by Bernie Strom and an additional suggestion by Tex Aggs. So the other night in a broadcast, I thought it would be fun just as a little in between project to do something um, before Shanks 4 and McGreevy 2 get going. Shanks 4, by the way, next week will be the draft for that, according to Big Clue. Anyhow, so I said, yeah, just get a bunch of people in the community, just pick a team from baseball history and go from there. And then Bernie said, it'd be really fun if they were sub 500 teams. So I'm like, yeah, you're right. And then Tex Ag said, well, how about we make it a single elimination tournament? So it is, except for the final round. So in round 4, that will be a best of 3. But these first rounds are just single elimination. And here are the teams in the tournament. And so the one thing you can't do in out of the park baseball, you can on season replays and you can on custom leagues and everything, is you can change the names of teams. In tournaments, you cannot. So it says Guardians on the tin, but it's really the Indians. So the 1980 Indians, the 1965 Cardinals, the 1987 Mariners, the 1973 Cubs, the 1973 Yankees, the 87 Red Sox, the 73 Pirates, the 84 Braves, the 1933 Tigers, 1968 Mets, 1935 Boston Braves, and the 1968 Philadelphia Phillies. And there's Texags, one of the authors of this tournament. So the Yankees, Red Sox, Pirates, and Atlanta Braves all get a bye in round 1. But everybody's fair game. So when I was looking over the win-loss records of everybody, and I should add, I decided to do this in out of the park baseball, as it's much faster, much easier to set up a tournament in this game than it is in Action PC. I would have had to install seasons, pull out the teams, blah 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 blah, and it would have seeded best to worst, things like that. I just wanted out of the park to do it so that way the parks are assigned, the logos are assigned, and there you go. So while you can do tournaments in Action PC, this is the better game for it. So it should be fun. A lot of the teams on here have records of 80 and 82. The team with the worst record here, I guess MV really took it to heart. The 1935 Boston Braves, I think, only won 33 games in that season. So they are like really, really bad. However, this is just one game per team. You win or you go home. Normally, I never really liked one and done tournaments. I know our Red Sox fan has done a lot of them and things like that. But for this, it seemed like a lot of fun just to get through it. So all the games are just going to be batter by batter, because if we do pitch by pitch, it's going to go long. With 12 teams, hopefully we should get this done within a week or so. Um, about in time for Shanks. If not, we'll just be finishing it up. And there's Mike Silva. He's in here. Good to see. And there's World's Worst Gamer. So the first game tonight will be the 1980 Indians and the 1965 Cardinals. And this is going to be Len Barker taking the hill for the 1980 Indians. And he'll be facing Bob Gibson for the Cardinals. So remember, as this goes along, though, it doesn't mean that Bob Gibson is going to be starting every game. So that's what makes it tricky. But again, you could pick who is the better pitcher, but with teams with the records like this, hard to say. So these two guys, though, good records. So Barker in 1980 for the Indians, a 19-12 record. The ERA a little high at 4.17. Bob Gibson in 1965, a 20-game winner, 20-12, a 3.07 earned run average. So we are ready to go. The other games in round 1, of course, will be the Mariners, Cubs, Tigers, Mets, and Boston Braves at the Philadelphia Phillies. So RJL picked the card. Robbie Wartburg, who thought he would sneak by and play Pro Strategy F-ball last night. I saw it pop up on Steam. But anyhow, welcome in to the prodigal child, Robbie Wartburg. Welcome back, buddy. So I will tell you who everybody's team is. All right, first, Big Clue took the 1973, or picked the 1973 Yankees. Dwayne Martz with the 1984 Atlanta Braves. I took the 1973 Pirates. Bernie took the 1987 Red Sox. Tex Aggs with the 1973 Chicago Cubs. Legend Sports Universe has the 1968 Mets. Cousin Ken Castro with the 68 Phillies. RGL Network with the 1965 Cardinals that we'll see tonight. Todd B with the 1980 Indians. MV, again, took this really literally, I guess, and took the 1935 Boston Braves, by far the worst team in this league. Steve Tate has the 1933 Tigers. And last but not least, World's Worst Gamer with the 1987 Seattle Mariners. So I think this could be a lot of fun. And I don't see either of the managers in here. And so what I'm going to do when that is the case, I'm just letting the just going to let the AI choose the lineups. Again, this is all for fun. I think the fun thing about this tournament, not only is this unpredictability, is we're going to see some excellent players not on their best teams and not necessarily having their best years. And let's face it, there's only so many times you probably want to do 1968 Bob Gibson. So let's get to the ballpark, our little pregame thing. So welcome in, guys, and it's good to see Robbie Wartburg in here. All right, so again, for the, you just got to pretend it says Cleveland Indians, because this is the one thing in Out of the Park in this game mode. You cannot change the team name. Unfortunately, you can in a season replay, in a what-if season, custom league, but in tournaments, it is what it is. I chose no designated hitter in this, by the way. I've been kind of had enough of designated hitters. I realize why we do them in Shanks, but there you go. All right, leading off for Cleveland, I know everybody calls him George Orta, but it actually should be Jorge. But for the sake of the broadcast, George Orta leading off in right field, batting second. At third base, Toby Harrah batting third and catching. Ron Hassing batting cleanup. In left field, Joe Charbonneau. Batting fifth at first base, Mike Hargrove. Batting sixth, center fielder Rick Manning. Batting seventh at shortstop, Jerry Dubzinski. Batting eighth, second baseman Dwayne Kuiper. And pitching and batting ninth, Len Barker. So Barker in the 1980 season with 6.8 strikeouts per 9 innings and 3.4 walks, a whip of 1.34. All right, for the hometown 1965 St. Louis Cardinals, leading off in left field, Lou Brock. Batting second at third base, Ken Boyer. Batting third, center fielder Curt Flood. In the cleanup spot at first base, Bill White. Batting fifth, second baseman Phil Gagliano. Batting sixth and catching, Tim McCarver. Batting seventh, right fielder Mike Shannon. Batting eighth, the shortstop Dick Grote. And batting ninth and pitching, Bob Gibson, who whiffed 8.9 batters per 9 innings and walked 3.1. Should be a lot of fun looking at the weather here at Sportsman's Park. This park, of course, courtesy, as are all the parks in this tournament, by Mike Silva, who's with us in the chat. And Robbie, didn't know if you knew that Mike comes in here, but you have the stadium mod for Out of the Park 24. The man who created the ballparks and the uniform mod is here, so you might want to give him a thank you. All right, so Sportsman's Park, it's clear skies, 56 degrees, and the wind is blowing in from left at 11 miles per hour. And here we go. Somebody wins, somebody goes home. Thanks for coming in, everybody. Again, this is just meant to be for fun. And there's cousin Ken Castro. Good to see you, cousin. All right, we're going to keep this close up here, but for the rest of it, and let me see, that's wide TV camera. We'll leave it at that. And let's see that. I don't know what this is going to look like, but that's all right. It's all right. It might be the blimp view, and I'll change it. All right, so Orta here will leave it off for Cleveland, and Bob Gibson is ready to roll. And let's take a little flight around Sportsman's Park in St. Louis, Missouri. Indians, Cardinals. And what a beautiful job Mike did on this park, on all of them. Here's the pitch to Orta, and Orta swings, hard grounder to third. And gloving it is Ken Boyer, and fires onto first for out number one. Toby Harrah, now formerly of the Texas Rangers, stands in the box. Harrah hitting .267. back in 1980. 72 runs batted in, 11 home runs. Gibson has the sign from Tim McCarver. Here's the wind in the 0-2 pitch. Hara swings and misses. So Bob Gibson coming with the fastball. 2 up and 2 down for the catcher, Ron Hasse. 318 average for Hasse. 65 runs batted in, 8 home runs. Gibson rubs up the ball, looking menacing as usual out there on the hill. Has the sign from McCarver. The 2-2 pitch to Hasse. Swing and a miss. No runs, hits, or errors. Gibson strikes out 2. We go to the bottom of the first. It's the Indians nothing, and the 1965 St. Louis Cardinals coming to bat and leading it off here, the speedster Lou Brock. Brock hits 288 in 1965 with 69 ribbies, 16 home runs. Again, every team in this league finished below 500 in the year they were selected. Len Barker ready to deal to Lou Brock. Here's the pitch. And Brock swings. This one hop to short, and quick throw there by Dubzinski. Gets it on the hop and fires onto Mike Hargrove to retire Lou Brock for out number 1 here. All right, here is Ken Boyer, 260 average. Best hitter of the 3 Boyer brothers in the major leagues. 75 runs batted in for him in 1965. And he went downtown 13 times. Hasse sets the target. Len Barker with the payoff pitch to Ken Boyer. Boyer swings, and this one a flare to right, twisting foul, and making the catch in foul territory. On the right-hand side is Orta. So 2 up, 2 down now for center fielder Curt Flood. In 1965, a 310 average for Curt Flood. 83 runs batted in, 11 home runs. Barker has the sign from Ron Hasse. He toes the rubber, and the 1-0 delivery to Flood. And Flood swings, base hit, center field. First hit in this ball game. And they rise as 1 here in Sportsman's Park. All right, so Flood is aboard, and here's cleanup hitter Bill White. 24 home runs for him in 1965, with 73 runs batted in, a 289 average. As Len Barker deals, and White takes inside, ball 4. Everybody here in every ballpark will know what's at stake. Phil Gagliano now steps in, batting in the number 5 slot for the 1965 Redbirds. Gagliano with a 240 average in 1965, 53 ribbies, 8 home runs. Barker checks the runners, and he deals the 0-1 pitch. Gagliano swings. This one grounded to short. This should end the inning. They go to second, and indeed, nice play there by Dubzinski, and the side is retired. The Cardinals strand 2. We go to the top of the second, and we are scoreless here at Sportsman's Park in St. Louis. This park at one time was the sole home of the St. Louis Cardinals, but then with the demise of Robinson Field, this would be shared by the St. Louis Browns and the Cardinals until the Browns moved and became the Baltimore Orioles, and then this would remain the sole home of the Cardinals until Busch Stadium. All right, here's Joe Charbonneau, followed by Mike Hargrove. Hargrove waits on deck. Charbonneau, 289 average, respectable numbers here. 87 runs batted in, 23 home runs. Bob Gibson with 2 strikeouts thus far in the game. The wind in the 0-2. Charbonneau checked his swing, and the ump said he went around. So that's the 3rd whiff issued by the redoubtable Mr. Gibson, and that is 1 out now. And here comes Mike Hargrove. Hargrove with a 304 average, 85 ribbies, 11 home runs. Gibson ready to deal. Here's the payoff pitch to Hargrove, and that one just missing outside, ball 4. Gibson did not like that call. So the Indians with a base runner, and here is center fielder Rick Manning, 234 average in 1980, 52 dingers, or 52 RBI, 3 home runs. Gibson deals to Manning, the 0-2 swing and a miss. And Bob Gibson, playing like it's the 1968 World Series, strikeout number 4, as Jerry Dubzinski steps in. And pardon me, guys, I'm not good with Eastern European names. So anyhow, Ken Castro talking about the legend of Joe Charbonneau. How about it? All right, here we go. Gibson pitching with 2 down and 1 on. Here's the pitch to Dubzinski, and grounder to second. And easy play for Gagliano. He will go to first for the 4-3 putout. Cleveland gets a walk, strands a runner. We go to the bottom of the second. No score as Tim McCarver steps in, followed by Mike Shannon and Dick Groat for the St. Louis Cardinals. McCarver, to me, an excellent, deep baseball announcer. Too bad he was teamed up with Joe Buck, but there you go. Tim McCarver, 276 average in 1965, 48 runs batted in, 11 home runs. Barker deals the 1-2 pitch to McCarver. McCarver, swing and a miss. Nice curveball there by Len Barker, picking up his first strikeout. 1 down here in the Cardinal second for Mike Shannon. So Mike hit 221 in 1965, 25 runs batted in, 3 home runs. And it's fun because these are teams we might normally not play with, so great idea for a tournament. Bernie and for TexAgs for making this a single elimination format. Len Barker, the 2-2 pitch to Shannon, and Shannon swing and a miss. So 2 strikeouts now for Len Barker, showing Bob Gibson that I can play that game too. And both of them, of course, not aware of Kevin Costner's famous line in Bull Durham that strikeouts are fascist. All right, Dick Groat, formerly the Pittsburgh Pirates, in the box now. Groat hitting 254, 52 ribbies. No home runs for him in 1965. 2 out, no score. Len Barker with the 2-1 delivery to Groat. Groat swings, and this one, a 1-hopper to short. And plenty of time. Dubzinski goes to first and side retired. We go to the top of the 3rd inning, and we are still scoreless. Bob Gibson to face Dwayne Kuiper here. Kuiper with a 282 average in 1980 with just 9 runs batted in. So Kuiper with limited playing time for the Indians in 1980. The lefty waits for Gibson to deal, and the 0-2 to Kuiper, and steer right 3. Gibson once again coming with the heat. That is strikeout number 5. So we have an unexpected pitchers duel here, baseball fans. Doug Hunt, welcome in. Doug, this is your 3rd time in the chat, which means, and yeah, sorry that the sound went out, guys. Okay, and so Doug, there you go. You have a wrench in this channel. All right. And that means, Doug, that in addition to taking out the trash, should it come in, you can post links to anything, you know, baseball, things like that, things you're talking about, but also, you know, other sports. You feel like posting links to games, to YouTube videos, whatever, feel free. It's a thank you to me for coming to the channel at least 3 times. All right, Len Barker now to bat, and then we're back at the top of the order, and Jorge Orta, I'm going to say it Jorge, can't help it, and Toby Harrah. So Len Barker, of course, the American League pitchers in 1980. There you go. The game does what Action PC does in terms of pitchers hitting, so getting a sort of average or whatever, an all-time pitcher average. So I just wanted no DH in this league. All right, Bob Gibson deals to Len Barker. Barker swings, and hard grounder to short in plenty of time. And up with it is Dick Groat. He fires on to Bill White for the 6-3 putout. 2 down now, and we're back at the top of the order for Indians and Jorge Orta, who is 0 for 1. Gibson with the 3-2 pitch. Orta swings, and this one a flare into shallow left, and running in hard and making a great catch there. Lou Brock calling off Curt Flood. So the Indians go in order. We go to the bottom of the 3rd in a pitcher's duel here. No score. Bob Gibson, Lou Brock, and Ken Boyer to bat for the Cardinals. So Bob Gibson in 1965 was a good hitting pitcher. Hit 240 with 19 ribbies and 5 home runs. Len Barker lets it go. The count even on Gibson. Gibson swings, a little number back to the mound. Barker up with it, and he will fire on to Mike Hargrove at first for the 1-3 putout. So 1 up, 1 down, back at the top of the order now for the great Lou Brock, 0-1. Barker has the sign from Rod Hassey. He winds, and the 2-2 pitch to Brock, who grounded out his last time up, and Brock, a little roller down the first base line, and Mike Hargrove will take it to the bag unassisted. So 2 up and 2 down. So good morning, good afternoon, and here is Ken Boyer. 0-1. Len Barker to deal. Here's the 0-1, and Boyer swings, long fly, ball to center field, but the park's going to hold it, and that will be good night. The Cardinals go in order. We go to the top of the 4th. We are just, as far as the actual game, only 15 minutes in, 22 into the broadcast, and entering the middle innings. Bob Gibson now will face the number 2, 3, 4 for the Cleveland Indians. Toby Harrah, Ron Hassey, and Joe Charbonneau. Toby Harrah, 0-1. Lots of love here for Joe Charbonneau, it seems. The 0-1, Toby Harrah swings. This one a liner center field, and this will get down for a base hit. So that one getting down in front of Kurt Flood, playing it on the hop, and that is the first hit for Cleveland in this game, and that breaks up the Gibson no-hitter. So each pitcher now working on a 1-hit shutout. Ron Hassey, 0-1. Gibson with the 2-1. Hassey sends this one left field, and this will hang up there. And can of corn there for Lou Brock. So Toby Harrah gets back to first. And here is the great Joe Charbonneau. There he is. 0-1 in this contest. Gibson checks Harrah at first. The 1-1 pitch. Charbonneau swings. Long fly ball to center field, back at the track, at the wall, and this one is gone. Joe Charbonneau feeling the love from the chat in the broadcast, and that one 442 feet, and the Cleveland Indians jump out to a 2-0 lead in this single elimination game, and listen to this crowd giving Charbonneau the love. All right, let's look at that one again. So got his money's worth, and Bob Gibson not a happy camper right now. Wow. That was a shot almost of Mickey Mantle proportions. Bombs away, says Cousin Ken. Ken Castro says everybody is welcome in this great family. We had to make an exception for MV, but what the hell? Well, oops, what the hell happened there? Anyhow, right? But MV will be forever immortalized, as this tournament is the MV Tosser Tournament. All right, here's Mike Hargrove now. Bob Gibson ready to deal here in the top of the 4th. 2-0 Indians, and Gibson loses them in the 3-1 pitch. Fastball missing inside. So after giving up the home run, Gibson walks Mike Hargrove, and here comes Rick Manning. 2-0 Indians lead. Gibson with the payoff pitch, and this one misses. So Gibson in a little bit of trouble here, and I would be, if I were Jerry Dibzinski right now, as frustrated as Gibson is, I don't know that I'd want to get too close to that plate. So Gibson gives up the home run to Joe Charbonneau, and then walks Hargrove and Manning. It's getting interesting. Bob Gibson with the 1-1 pitch. Dibzinski sends this flare out, and this is going to go to the wall in right field. Dibzinski is going to have himself at least one in. Dibzinski in with a double. The throw comes to the plate. It's up the line. And the throw to third. And safe at third is Dibzinski. He picks up a 2-run triple, and the Indians are out to a 4-0 lead here in the top of the 4th inning. Crazy game that we have going on here. And Bob Gibson gets the hook. He is done. Coming into pitch now is Curt Simmons. Looking at his line in 1965, 9 wins, 15 losses. He pitched 203 innings that year, 92 earned runs surrendered, 54 walks, 96 strikeouts, an ERA of 4.08. All right. So here is Dwayne Kuiper and Cleveland with a 4-0 lead, 1 out. Dubzinski at third. Simmons out of the stretch, the payoff pitch. And this one, fly ball left field. Will it be deep enough? And no, it will not. They're going to hold Dubzinski at third. So 2 down now for the pitcher, Len Barker, 0-1. The lefty Simmons deals 2-2, and Barker swings right through this fastball. But the Cleveland Indians of 1980 pick up 4 runs on 3 hits. No errors, a runner left in scoring position at third. And Cleveland leading St. Louis 4-0 as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. And there is Robert. So yeah, just real quick, guys. I got to give you my life. Yep, great song. A little Beatles tribute to Motown on the Revolver album. So Robert tonight ended the regular season of his 2016 replay. The playoffs, the wild card series starts Sunday morning. Robert said around 11 or 11:30. I'm looking forward to Monday night, of course, as Robert's Mets will face my Pittsburgh Pirates. So make sure to, as Robert says, be there, be square. And I would just quote Timothy Leary, another icon of the 1960s, even though Robert and I weren't around in the 1960s. Tune in, turn on, and drop out. Good stuff by RJL Network. All right, Curt Flood, Bill White, and Phil Gagliano due up here for the Cardinals, down 4-0. Len Barker and Gibson was pitching a great game, had a no-hitter, and then it just all blew apart in the 4th. Joe Charbonneau, will he be the hero of the night? Len Barker deals now to the center fielder, Curt Flood, and Flood sends this little hopper down to first base, and Mike Hargrove tosses over to Len Barker covering for the 3-1 putout. So 1 away here in the bottom of the 4th for first baseman Bill White. Len Barker has the sign from Ron Hasse. He toes the rubber, and the 3-1 to Bill White. And White swings, and this one, a hard line drive to left. This will get down for a base hit. The Cardinals, could this be the first swing of the bat leading to a little rally here in the 4th? We'll see. They got a lot of work to do. Len Barker looking pretty sharp out there on the hill. As Phil Gagliano steps in, he is 0-1. White on at first base. Len Barker with a check of the runner. Payoff pitch coming to Gagliano. The runner moving on the pitch. Base hit up the middle. And going to third is Bill White. So with 1 out, the 1965 Cardinals, runners at the corners for Tim McCarver, who is 0-1. Len Barker looking for the double play here. From the stretch, the 1-1 pitch. And this one is going to be a pass ball. Hasse chasing it down to the backstop, and coming in to score is Bill White. So the St. Louis Cardinals get on the board here in the bottom of the 4th inning. It's 4-1. Gagliano moves up to second on the play now. So McCarver with 11 home runs in 1965 with a swing of the bat bring the Cardinals to within 1. The 2-2 pitch. And McCarver looks at a called strike 3. Nice fastball there by Len Barker for strikeout number 3. So 2 away here in the bottom of 4th, and a Cardinal run in, and it brings up Mike Shannon. Shannon, 0-1. Len Barker with a 3-1 pitch. Shannon swings, and this one just an easy fly ball to center field. And can of corn out there for Manning. So that does it here in the 4th, but St. Louis picks up a run on 2 hits. A runner left in scoring position, and we go to the 5th. It's the Indians of 1984 and the Cardinals of 1965 won. You got the CFTV camera for? Yeah, I can put that on, Mike. I think it's on here. Yeah, see it. Yeah, all right. So, tell you what, we'll do that even for the initial one to show off a little bit of Mike's work. So there you go. I mean, it's not Mike's fault that the guys are all wonky looking. This isn't MLB The Show, at least yet. But you can see here, this is his uniform mod. You can see the numbers and names, things like that. So it looks good. So here we are. We're going back in time here. Some old-timey stuff here. All right. So up to bat here is Jorge Orta to lead it off for Cleveland, followed by Toby Harrah and Ron Hasse. Kurt Simmons ready to deal. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Orta. Orta swings, and this one line to third, and Ken Boyer stabs that one out of the air. That definitely would have been extra bases. So 1 up, 1 down. It could be because of a turn. Well, actually, no. I'm seeing numbers and names. I am seeing them. So I don't know. Unless these are the wrong numbers and names, it's hard to make them out. But there's at least something on the jerseys. And again, a good job here regardless. They look great. Love the belts as opposed to the weird spandex look. That's one thing I thought was bad about 1980s baseball. And actually 1970s baseball for that matter, right? All right, anyhow, here's Toby Harrah, who was 1 for 2. Simmons pitches. And Harrah sends this to short. And easy glove and easy throw there by Dick Groat. And that will retire Toby Harrah, not the fastest runner. Ron Hasse now 0 for 2. So 2 up, 2 down as Kurt Simmons is in the box. Or I'm sorry, Kurt Simmons is, standing on the hill. I'm disoriented by this, but I like it. Here's the pitch. And this one swung on, grounded second, and this one, Gagliano up with it onto first. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning, and it's the Indians 4 and the Cardinals 1. So the fonts are on the default Reds font. Yeah, no, I'm looking at that. You're right. They are. So yeah, I guess with we're gonna go back to the original. It's great looking though. I forget where I had this now. Was it wide? Yeah. Or was it wide low? There it goes. So to show off Mike's work, we are definitely doing, when we go back to a season replay or a what if, you'll be able to see that because it is beautiful, beautiful work. But the tournaments mess everything up because believe me, they'd be the Cleveland Indians. Oh, crap, very much. So this game has no umpires, and it makes me angry. I mean, even Micro League Baseball had umpires. I don't know why. There's no umpires here. Well, Action PC you really can't say because there are pictures sometimes, but yet no umpires. What a drag, huh? So got to write to Marcus and say, come on, how hard is it to put an umpire in the game, right? Here's the 1-2 delivery to Dick Groat. Groat swings, and this one, Hopper to first, and Hargrove will take this one unassisted. So 1 up, 1 down here, and we have a pinch hitter now, Tito Francona. So Kurt Simmons is done for the day. Francona's numbers in 1965, a 259 average, 19 ribbies, 5 home runs. Barker with the 1-0 delivery to Francona, who should be a Hall of Famer soon, and line to left and down into the glove of Joe Charbonneau. So 2 up, 2 down. So I believe he's eligible in 20. What is it? When did Francona retire? So should be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Real umpires with their characteristics, however. How about it? Oh, we can switch back. We can definitely switch back, Mike. I just, I really wanted to show off, but with that, but let's get back to it. That's fine. If you don't mind, I certainly don't mind either. You know what else I want Action PC or Out of the Park Baseball to do? We'll leave everything that way. What I want it to do is when you have runners on, and this is something that old time baseball does, I like that camera, like the little box that you have if you have a runner on first or second. I like that look, and wish they had it. So, all right, here we go. So here's Lou Brock batting with 2 away. Brock nothing for 2 in the game. Len Barker ready to deal. Here is the 1-0 pitch. Brock swings, and this one fly ball to right field, and this will get down for a base hit. So 4th hit for the Cardinals in this game. Pardon me, 2 away. And that brings up Ken Boyer, who's nothing for 2. Boyer with power. Cardinals wasting a chance before to get within striking distance. Let's see if they can take advantage. But Len Barker looking really sharp here, fans. Here's the pitch. And the throw down. And they got Lou Brock. Big caught stealing there. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on. We head to the top of the 6th, and it's the Cleveland Indians of 1984 and the St. Louis Cardinals of 65-1. Joe Charbonneau, hero of the game so far for Cleveland, to lead it off here. 2-run homer back in that 4-run Cleveland 4th. All right. Ron Taylor will come in now to pitch for the 1965 Cardinals. His numbers: 2 wins, 1 loss, 43 2/3 work, 22 earned runs, 15 walks, 23 strikeouts, a 4.53 earned run average. Pretty good control pitcher. And he has the signs and ready to deal. Here is the 3-2 pitch to Charbonneau. And this one down in the dirt, and Charbonneau will take first in the leadoff walk. So that's sinker killing some worms. And here is Mike Hargrove now. Hargrove has yet to connect with the ball. The 0-1 pitch. Hargrove swings, and this one line to center, base hit. Here come the Indians. Charbonneau wanted to go for 3, and they said, "You've been hero enough today, bud. Stay at second." So runners at first and second, nobody out for Cleveland for Rick Manning, who was nothing for 1. As oh no, there's no lag at all, Mike. It's all good. Manning shows bunt, and this one fouled down the third base line to count 0-2. And here's the pitch. Manning swings, fly ball right field, heading toward the foul line, and making the catch is Ron Taylor. Or Mike Shannon. I don't know. I was looking at the comments about Taylor being a Canuck doctor. All right. Dr. Ron Taylor, a Canuck. All right. Here is Jerry Dibzinski, who had the 2 RBI triple back in the 4th for Cleveland. All right, so here we go. Taylor ready to deal. The 2-1 pitch to Dibzinski, and this one swung on, high fly ball, left field, but this one's going to stay inside Sportsman's Park as Lou Brock will make the catch for out number 2. All right, so 2 aboard here now for Dwayne Kuiper, who is nothing for 2. The 3-2 pitch. Kuiper swings. This one lined up the middle, base hit. This could be run number 5 for the Indians. Flood up with it, and the throw hits the cutoff man. Cleveland plating one here in the 6th. It is 5-1. Wow. All right, and here's Len Barker, nothing for 2. He's enjoying this 4-run lead, I'm sure. Ron Taylor has the sign. And here's the wind and the pitch. Swung on, and this one over third. This one's going to get down the corner into left field. And holding up at third is Dwayne Kuiper. But the Indians pick up another run here. And it's now 6-1. Oof. All right, back at the top of the order for Cleveland, Jorge Horta. Nothing for 3 in the game. Here's the pitch. Horta swings, grounded to short, and They will go to first. Grote will go to first for the easy out, but the Indians pick up 2 runs, 3 hits. They strand 2, and carrying a healthy lead here in the bottom of the 6th. It's Cleveland 6, St. Louis 1. And Steve Tate and MV are chatting on YouTube. Oh, good for them. Yeah, when there's a runner on second, it's really cool. It really looks good on MLB The Show, too. So, but I know Steve Tate and MV chatting about some the Madden F-ball game. I know they were earlier. Perhaps they're playing a game. Don't know, but awesome. Glad they're having fun. All right. So leading off here is Ken Boyer, nothing for 2. Len Barker having himself a good ball game thus far. A 5-run lead, and he's whiffed 3 and walked 1. So if you're an F-ball fan, head on over to Steve Tate's channel or MV's channel. I don't know who's doing it, but yeah, please feel free. It's not about competition, man. I'm doing these because I love the family and love doing some baseball. Curt Flood and Bill White due up here after Ken Boyer. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Boyer swings. Routine grounder to third. Up with it, and in plenty of time, Toby Harrah makes the throw across the diamond for out number 1. And here is Curt Flood, who is 1 for 2. Len Barker getting into cruise control mode. Here is the 1-1 pitch to Flood, and the center fielder swings. This one, two-hopper to short. And Dybzinski making the nice play, and he will fire to first for out number 2. And here's Bill White, 1 for 1. Barker wheels and deals the payoff pitch to White. White swings, and this one line to right. This will get down for a base hit. Cardinals with base hit number 5 in the game. And a lot of work to do here in the bottom of the 6th as Phil Gagliano steps in. He is 1 for 2. Barker deals the 1-1. Gagliano swings, grounder to short, and this one booted by Dybzinski. That's going to be an E6. Bill White will make it to second, so the Cardinals now with 2 aboard, 2 down. And there, guys, at least you can see, even though it's a default font, if you look there and White's back, there's his name. So pretty cool. And I know others have disagreed with me, but I really think that what they're doing at Out of the Park Developments is trying to make the baseball text-based sim version of MLB The Show. And I mean, already it is in a lot of ways. This is just going to keep improving, and you heard it here. I'm telling you, they are not going to rest on their laurels as systems get more powerful and things like that. I think it's going to be a possibility. I really do. All right, so 2 away now, and batting is Tim McCarver, who is nothing for 2. Here's the 2-2 pitch to McCarver. McCarver swings, high fly ball, left field, ranging to his right, converging. Joe Charbonneau calling off Manning, and he will make the catch. So the Cardinals strand 2. We go to the top of the 7th, and it's still Cleveland 6, St. Louis 1. I'll get done with this game quickly so you guys can go and hang out with Steve and MV, as I realize there are F-ball fans. If there's anybody that wants to hang around, we'll do a different sort of baseball game, but I'll try to get this one done quickly for you. All right. All right, leading off here is Toby Harrell, followed by Ron Hassey and Joe Charbonneau. All right. So the 1965 Cardinals on the brink of going home. But this one not over yet, fans. Here's the delivery. The 3-2 pitch to Toby Harrell. Harrell swings, grounded to third, and nice play. A quick pick by Ken Boyer. Fires onto Bill White for the 5-3 putout. So 1 away here for Ron Hassey, who is nothing for 3. Ron Taylor staying in on relief. Here's the 1-2 pitch. They got to work on that pitching animation close up. High pop fly on the infield, going out on the center field grass. Calling for it and preventing it from going to the Bermuda Triangle is Phil Gagliano. So 2 away now And stepping in now is Joe Charbonneau. Charbonneau needs to do nothing else in this game, and Cleveland wins it. He is the hero. Ron Taylor toes the rubber. The 1-2 pitch. Charbonneau swings, and this one line to center field, and this one is going to go all the way to the wall past Kurt Flood. Charbonneau, he is the big man here today. How about it? And where's Todd B when you need him? Oh, thank you, Doug Hunt. Doug, I appreciate it. I'm just a dude having fun, man. But if you haven't checked out, man, Legend Sports Universe and Chris Slovic, those guys are the real broadcasters. But thank you. It means a lot, man. It really does. All right. So how about Joe Charbonneau? Look at that. And by the great work of Mike Silva. I wish I could move the camera in because Charbonneau's complete name is on here. Mike, I've got how you did that. I mean, just the hard work that you did. Man, you rock. You absolutely rock. Great job. All right, runner in scoring position here. The Indians not content with a 6-1 lead. 2 away, and batting now is Mike Hargrove. And the Cardinals right now would like a little rain delay to at least... Oh, and I see that we have a guy that cousin Ken Castro might have heard of now pitching. Didn't even notice. My God. So Steve Carlton is in the ball game now. So this is not the Steve Carlton that we would come to, or that people in 1965 would come to know, at least. No record in 65. Steve Carlton worked 25 innings, 8 walks, but struck out 21. Pardon me, guys, with a 2.52 earned run average. So certainly a hint of what would be to come with this great left-hander. Carlton deals. Swing and a miss. Hargrove chasing out of the strike zone. So no runs, 1 hit. A man left in scoring position. And we go to the middle of the 7th. And we'll pretend to quickly sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. It's Cleveland 6, St. Louis 1. Mike Silva saying that Charbonneau's all over the place. Yep, over Kurt Flood's head. Hard to do. Hard to do, absolutely. All right. So yeah, again, Texags, whatever you can, whatever you know. Let's say if you decide, in fact, if you decide to get baseball for Windows at some point, whatever you might have that you want to put on another drive, baseball for Windows. Once I hook you up with everything, but even with just the Ernie files, it's a few gigabytes. So you'll definitely want to have a little bit of space in your C drive, because that game will get a little weird if you run it on somewhere else other than your C drive. So, and if you do pick it up, let me know in Discord, and we'll yeah, I'll even do. I've done tutorial videos on it. I'll do another one just for you if you decide to get it, on how everything works, how to set it up. It's a lot of work, but once you get in the flow of baseball for Windows, it's actually pretty easy to use. Actually, that doesn't support tournaments. It would have been fun to do this as a tournament NAT game, but can't do tournaments, unfortunately. All right. You can do World Series, but you can't do a tournament. Mike Shannon here will lead it off, followed by Dick Grote, and we'll see if Steve Carlton will bat for the Cardinals. Len Barker hanging in there, guys. He's up to 100 pitches, so Barker would like to get through the 7th at least. All right, here is Mike Shannon has said. He is nothing for 2. Len Barker has the sign from Ron Hassey. Here is the 0-1 delivery. And this one swung on, and just a little dunker into right field. So Mike Shannon getting a little almost excuse me base hit. Let's look at that one again, because it was just a little kind of excuse me. And just a little boop. All right, so runner aboard for the Cardinals, and here's Dick Groton, nothing for two. Len Barker with the check of the runner at first, and the 1-2 pitch swung on, and this one grounded to second, and this will be a 4-6-3 double play. All right, so the bases are empty and time running out for the St. Louis Cardinals, my second favorite baseball franchise, by the way. And it looks like they're going to finish last in the, just ahead of my favorite franchise, the Pittsburgh Pirates, this year. All right, anyhow. And we will not see Steve Carlton bat. Julian Javier will come in to pinch hit. Numbers on him in 1965, 227 average, 23 ribbies, 2 home runs. Len Barker deals the wind and the pitch. Javier swings, and this one, fly ball, center field, and out of here. Wow. So Julian Javier comes in, and he goes yard 405 feet, and the St. Louis Cardinals pick up a run. It's now 6-2, bottom of the 7th. And that one threw me, so with the camera switching, I'm used to following the ball's shadow, so I thought that was just out to center, and bam. So let's look at it. Let's look at it again. This one, 106.3 miles per hour off the bat of Julian Javier, and out toward that Budweiser sign. Well done, Mike. And touch 'em all, Julian Javier. All right, 2 away, 1 in for the Cardinals. And that brings up the top of the order in Lou Brock, who was 1 for 3. Brock was caught stealing, so big play for the Indians. Ron Hassey flashing the signs to Len Barker. Barker has one he likes, the 1-2 delivery to Brock. Brock swings. This one just a weak little grounder to first, and that will be Hargrove to Barker for the 3-1 putout. So 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the 8th. Cleveland with a 6-2 lead. These teams both tied in hits at 7 apiece. The Indians with 1 error, and it didn't come back to haunt them. The Indians scoring 4 in the 4th and 2 in the 6th. The Cardinals 1 in the 4th and 1 in the 7th. Tex, I could help you out, man. We will see. You only have 45 gigs left on your C drive. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. You know, Windows just needs a decent size swap file. You're all right. I've had less on my C drive and I'm running some really CPU intensive applications. Software you guys wouldn't know. Well, like Blender is pretty intense for all those graphics and things you guys see me create, like the women and stuff like that. That's done in a 3D application program modeled by me. But I also use hardcore music application virtual studio technology like Omnisphere, Falcon, Avenger, and those things push computers. And this is a fast PC that I have. But even with just only 4 gigs open on C drive at that time, it's still running it without a hitch. So you'll be fine. I would say don't go down below 10 gigs, though, on your C drive. That's all. All right. Anyhow, back to it. And we have Rick Manning. We have Manning, Dubzinski, and Kuiper. Manning, nothing for 2. And on, so you talk about Mike Hargrove. So Nellie Briles, who would go on and pitch for the Pittsburgh Pirates after some time with the St. Louis Cardinals. Briles was kind of the Pittsburgh Pirate version of the human rain delay, and there was actually a Briles. It was a they had to do a rain out of all places at the Houston Astrodome. Apparently, there was a heavy rain in Houston back when they were playing in that place, and as it would happen, I don't know if it was a roof leak or there was something in the Astrodome, but it was like the rain was coming in and down on the pitcher's mound, and there was nothing they could do. So Nellie Briles accomplishing something that maybe even Hargrove never hoped, and that was a rain out at the Houston Astrodome. So pretty cool stuff. I don't know what year it was. I do remember reading about it, though. I'm sure one of you guys would know better than I. All right. Hey, there we go. So, oh boy, am I going to mess up this first name, man. But welcome in, Eliezer Morfa Mayeno. So, yeah, benvenuto, welcome in. I should send bienvenido. See, I mix my Italian and Spanish. So, bienvenido. And he says that he loves games, so welcome in, man. Yeah, it's a good idea to keep a close eye on it. All right. Oh, I have all kinds of stuff. I have all my baseball stuff, Bernie. Like all my seasons for Action PC, baseball for Windows. I have everything on Google Drive, all that stuff. So, all right, as you see the ball floating around in the hand of Nelly Briles, he went 3 for 3 in 1965, 26 walks, 52 strikeouts, an ERA of 3.50. All right, here's Rick Manning to lead it off. 2-2 pitch coming to Manning. Manning swings, little chopper in front of the plate, and out with it, and is McCarver and fires it down to first for out number 1. Manning didn't mean to swing. All right, here is Jerry Debzinski. He is the man of the triple. 2 RBI in this game. The payoff pitch to Debzinski. Curveball missing just outside, ball 4. So a runner aboard for Cleveland, and that brings up Dwayne Kuiper. Kuiper 1 for 3. He has a run batted in. They're ready to celebrate back in Cleveland. Kuiper swings, fly ball, center field. Curt Flood back on this one, and he will make the catch. So good play there, just short of the track by Curt Flood. 2 down. And Bo Diaz will pinch hit now. So Diaz, his numbers in 1980 for Cleveland, a 227 average, 32 ribbies, 3 home runs. Briles ready. Here's the 1-1 offering to Diaz. Diaz swings, and this one a gapper into left. This one is going to go all the way to the wall. Extra bases. We'll see if Diaz picks up the RBI. Nope, holding up at third is Debzinski. So 2 away, 2 in scoring position for Cleveland. And we're back at the top of the order in Jorge Orta. A frustrated 0 for 4. Briles ready to deal. Here's the 1-0. Orta swings, and this one line to left. And this will get down for a base hit. Orta picks up the RBI. 1 run is in, and Diaz coming home, slides, and he is in ahead of the tag. Jorge Orta with a 2 RBI single, and this one is just about over. I see the fat lady out there in right field, and I don't give a damn YouTube if I'm allowed to say that or not. She is warming up her pipes out there in right field. It is 8-2 Cleveland now as Toby Harris steps in. Harrah 1 for 4. So 1980 Cleveland Indians will move on, I think, to face the 1973 Pittsburgh Pirates. I think that will be fun. All right, we'll look at the end of this game. Briles ready to deal. Here's the pitch. And Harrah winds this one to right end. Base hit for Toby Harrah. And they are feasting off of Nelly Briles now. And into third is Jorge Orta, the tag, and he is in there ahead of the throw. Runners at the corners, 2 down, and the Cardinals realizing they're down 6 runs. They're just going to have to let Briles take a beating and get ready to pack up here. So Ron Hassey, 0 for 4. He has contributed nothing thus far for Cleveland. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Hassey swings. Fly ball right field, back on the track. And inching in a few paces and making the catch is Mike Shannon. But Cleveland picks up 2 more runs on 3 hits, and they add to an already considerable lead. It's now 8-2. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and the Cardinals will send up Ken Boyer, Curt Flood, and Bill White. Ken Boyer, 0 for 3. And Sandy Whittle, I hope I'm saying that right, will come in relief now. So Barker is done. Sandy Whittle, a 1-0 record in 1980. 14 walks, 20 strikeouts, a 3.57 earned run average. The 1-2 pitch now to Ken Boyer. Boyer swings, and this one, two hopper to third. And gloving it at the hot corner is Toby Harrah, firing on to first base for out number one. Hargrove gloving it easily. And stepping in now is Curt Flood. Curt Flood, 1 for 3. The 1-1 pitch. Flood swings. This one, little dribbler to short. And Debzinski making the easy 6-3 put up. 2 up, 2 down now for Bill White. Perfect 2 for 2 today, but could all be for naught. Sandy Whittle has the sign from Ron Hasse. Here's the 3-0 delivery to White, and this one missing outside, ball 4. So the Cardinals with a runner on, and that brings up Phil Gagliano, who is 1 for 3. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Gagliano swings, and this one oh, what a great play in right field. Jorge Orta making the sliding catch out there in right. Side retired. So all the St. Louis Cardinals managed was a walk, and they stranded one. And we head to the ninth with the 1980 Indians with an 8-2 lead over the 1965 St. Louis Cardinals. Let's look at that play in right field. Nice play. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Jorge Orta flashing the leather in right field. In the ninth, it's Joe Charbonneau, Mike Hargrove, Rick Manning. Charbonneau, in line, I would say MVP of this game. Here's the pitch, the 1-1. Charbonneau pops this one on the infield, twisting into foul territory in the first base side, calling for it, and making the grab is Tim McCarver. So 1 up, 1 down now. And this guy here in the gray shirt is a big dude. So Mike Silva, if you're still in here, this guy and the guy over here in white, they did not apparently defeat anorexia. So, yeah, gotta let Marcus and Matt and the crew know that, look, we got Mike Silva in here with his great avatar. That, yeah, he beat anorexia. These guys didn't. These dudes are taking up like crazy amounts of seats. There we go. Anyhow, enough of that. Here's Mike Hargrove, 1 for 2. Mike's still here. All right, behind the back. Yep, nice catch. All right, here we go. The 3-1 pitch. Oh, Hargrove takes that one. Ball 4 low. So the changeup missing by Nelly Briles, who is just in to just take an opening a can of whoop ass here is what they're doing. All right. So Manning, nothing for 3, a runner aboard. Cardinals trying to, or the Indians, not sure if they're even trying to pad this lead at 8-2 at this point. The 1-0 delivery, and Manning dribbles this one to short, and up with it is Grote, and it's a 6-4-3 inning-ending double play. Bottom of the ninth, and the Cardinals have 3 chances to try to tie it up here. So it'll be McCarver, Shannon, and Grote. Sandy Whittle stays on in relief. He's worked an inning and has walked a batter. And he is ready to deal. Here's the pitch to McCarver. McCarver swinging on the first pitch. High fly ball to left field. And sauntering in on it is Joe Charbonneau. So 1 up, 1 down here now for Mike Shannon. 1 for 3. Whittle deals. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And Shannon sends this one out deep and into the gap and center field, into left center, or left center, whatever you want to call it. Anyhow, it is a 1-out double for Mike Shannon. So the St. Louis Cardinals not wanting to go gently into that good night. And here is Dick Grote. Nothing for 3. Sandy Whittle with a check of the runner. And there again, you can see, gotta love it, man. I love these. And again, if this was a regular season replay or a what if, you would see the actual fonts as they should be. But still, nice immersion there. And you know, the batter and the catcher models look pretty good. The pitcher looks a little bit like, you know, a spaz, but there you go. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Dick Grote sends this one to third. And he looks the runner back. Hara fires on to first, and that is the second out of the inning. And Bob Skinner will come in to pinch hit. It's down to Skinner. 309 average in 1965, 26 ribbies, 5 home runs. Runner in scoring position, Hasse puts down the sign. Sandy Whittle ready to deal. The 1-1 pitch. And Skinner swings. And this one deep to right and at the wall. And making a catch is Jorge Orda. And this one is over. The St. Louis Cardinals of 1965 will go home. And the 1980 Cleveland Indians will move to round 2. All right, so the seasons of the Indians and the Cardinals hung in the balance with a 1-game showdown, which is going to say all this all the time. When the game came to the end, it was Cleveland making it out of round 1 with the 8-2 win. And Cardinals, well, yep, they could not hide the disappointment on their faces. All right, so they will go on to round 2. Oh, and they will meet the 1973 New York Yankees. The Yankees getting a bye in round 1. Let's see if Charbonneau gets MVP. And indeed he does. Guys, Joe Charbonneau does it. There he is. There he is. Let's look at these real-life stats for this maniac. And there we go. That was exciting. Anyhow, return to the game. Just looking at pitching really quick. So Len Barker gets the win. Went 7 innings for Cleveland. Struck out 3, gave up a home run, walked 1, just 1 earned run. Touched up for 2 runs, but only 1 earned. Bob Gibson only went 3 1/3. Now he struck out 5, walked 3, touched up for a home run, 4 earned runs. Kurt Simmons came in, worked 1 2/3 with a strikeout. Ron Taylor 1 2/3 also. He walked a batter, gave up 2 earned runs. Steve Carlton worked a third of an inning, struck out. He did his job. And then Nellie Bryles pitched 2 innings, 2 earned runs for him. So tough game, and let's go back and let's have a look at our matchups. All right, so Cleveland won't show it yet, but it does. They'll move ahead to face the Yankees. Then we have the 1987 Mariners, 1973 Cubs. The winner of that will go on to face the 1987 Red Sox. On the other side, the 1933 Tigers, 1969 Mets. Winner of that game will play the 1973 Pittsburgh Pirates. And then the 1935 Boston Braves. These guys were not very good. And the 1968 Phillies. Winner of that game will go on to face the 1984 Braves. So that's it, guys. That is it. Hope you enjoyed it. World's First Gamer. And there's Aaron Reed. Cleveland popping champagne after a first-round victory, says Mike Silva. Absolutely. So, let me just check. He says, Mike Silva says, whenever I say Grote, I think of Guardians of the Galaxy. Funny they're playing the Guardians. 10:43. Well, I mean, Steve Tate's doing something, guys. You know, see what's going on if they still have something going. Yeah, so you have the sim ramblings of 2 madmen, and it does look like F-ball. So, yeah. For folks that want to hang around, we'll do another game. And for those that don't, enjoy. Again, I'm not about the competition. Next game in the tournament can be any time we want it to be. We can have it right now if we want. And maybe we should, since Ken's here. Doug Hutt says, go Bucks. How about it? That's what I'm waiting for. All right, how about if we do the 1968 Phillies and the 1935 Braves? Let's do that one. Let's have a little bit of fun. Bernie says, how about now? See, now, Bernie would want to see who's going to face the Red Sox. So I don't know if we're going to make any book on this one. But let's go to Phillies-Braves. Phillies-Boston Braves. Okay. And this is going to be Bob Smith. Don't know a lot about him against Larry Jackson. So let's look at this Bob Smith. We have to look at him in game, I guess. But, all right, let's do this. So I'm just looking here. I do know some of the names here on this 1934 Boston Braves team. This is MV's team versus Cousin Ken Castro's team. So leading off for the 1935 Boston Braves will be Les Mallon at second base, batting second in right field. Tommy Thompson batting third, first baseman Buck Jordan. Batting cleanup center fielder Wally Berger. So Jordan and Berger, Shanty Hogan, I know these names. Catching and batting fifth, batting sixth, left fielder Hal Lee, batting seventh, third base Pinky Whitney, batting eighth, at shortstop Billy Urbanski, and pitching and batting ninth at Bob Smith. His record for the Boston Braves in 1935, I've been calling him 1933, mea culpa. In 1935, 8 wins, 18 losses, a 3.94 earned run average, 1.44 whip, 2.6 strikeouts per 9 innings, and 2.7 walks. Bob Smith in 1935 was age 40, so there we go. And actually, we have a couple older pitchers going at it now. For the 1968 Philadelphia Phillies, crazy year in America in 1968. Leading off in center field, Johnny Briggs batting second. In left field, Tony Gonzalez batting third. And why isn't he in the Hall of Fame at third base? Dick, don't call me Richie Allen. Batting cleanup in right field, Johnny Callison. Callison is a channel favorite, actually. Batting fifth at shortstop, Roberto Pena. Batting sixth at first base, Bill White. Bill White, here we go. So at least with the Cardinals out of it, we don't have to worry about a doppelganger there. So we're going to see Bill White again, though. Batting seventh at second base, Cookie Rojas. Batting eighth, catching Mike Ryan. And pitching and batting ninth, Larry Jackson. 13-17 record for him in 1968, a 2.77 earned run average, a 1.19 whip, 4.7 strikeouts per 9, and 2.2 walks. Age 37 for him. So the game predicting a little bit more in favor of the Phillies. So we'll see. We're on our way to Connie Mack Stadium, which is what it would have been called by then. And clear skies, 60 degrees. The wind is blowing out to right at 9 miles per hour. And again, single elimination here. And here we go. And let's look at the batting orders. We're going to do it this way since with a different camera angle. All right, so actually Les Mallon will leading off here before we do our little fly around here in Philadelphia. Mallon hit 274 in 1935. I didn't think to look on this roster, but there's a very, very, very famous player on this 1935 Boston Braves roster. And wasn't with them very long, but Babe Ruth on this roster. So, just something to think about. It'd be funny if we saw Babe Ruth. It would be funny. All right, let's do the fly around here. And at this angle, of course, the fly around sucks. So note to self. Oh man, that was rude. Never use this angle for the fly around. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Larry Jackson picks up a strikeout on the 1-2 pitch. 1 up, 1 down now for Tommy Thompson. 273 average, 30 runs batted in, and 4 home runs for the Braves. Here is the 2-2 pitch. And Thompson skies this one. And in foul territory in the third base side, making the play is Dick Allen. So 2 up, 2 down. And there you guys can see the Phillies pinstripes. So again, great job here by Mike Silva. All right, here is first baseman Buck Jordan, 279 for him in 1935. 35 runs batted in, 5 home runs. The 1-0 pitch to Buck Jordan. And Jordan swings. This one a dribbler to short. And Jordan going down the first base line. This is going to be close. They get him by a step. So 3 Boston Braves up, 3 Boston Braves down. We go to the bottom of the first here in Philadelphia. The Boston Braves nothing, and the Philadelphia Phillies coming to bat. Mike says that bummer that the teams who didn't have names on the back have them by default in the tourneys. Yeah, that's another kind of weird thing. But yeah, I don't know. It's almost like the tournament is like a separate game in a very, very weird way. So Texags should have pinch hit, and I tried to intervene, but never could find a way to do so. Oh, are you talking about okay, if you have both teams managed, oh, it's really easy. You want to change, so all you have to do here is go to options, game options, okay? And then over here, Texags, if I wanted to set this to me, which I'm not Jay Smith, I don't know what, the game, again, in tournament mode, you can't even change your name. You just switch it, and now you're managing. You want to manage both teams, you're managing both. You want this to be computer and you to be Philly, just set to all computer AI, and then you can do what you want. It's really, really that simple. And then here you can um, start off with your initial camera views and stuff like that if you want to set them after like the first batter in the game or what have you, or the options even before you get in here. But that's how you do it. You just switch to Jay Smith or whatever name you've put in as a manager or computer AI. That's it. That is easy. Yeah, I think you're right, Mike. I think that is the deal with the it has to be. It's not reading the XML files. Interesting thing though, it works with your stadium mod because here are the proper logos for those teams in those years. All right. Oh yeah. So once you do that, then you would just come up here to Philadelphia substitutions and grab your pinch hitter, and then you're all set to go. All right, Johnny Briggs here to lead it off for the Philadelphia Phillies of 1968, the long, hot summer of 1968. Tough, tough year in American history. Briggs hitting 254, 31 ribbies, 7 home runs. All right, Bob Smith, good fastball pitcher, at least according to the scouting, has the sign from Shanty Hogan, and here's the 3-0 delivery. And Briggs takes this fastball outside, ball 4. So 4-pitch walk issued by Bob Smith. And here's Tony Gonzalez hitting 264 in 1968 with 38 runs batted in, 3 home runs. Runner aboard for the Phillies here in the bottom of the first. Here's the pitch. Gonzalez shows bunt, and fastball gets by in the count at 0-1. Smith ready to deal again, and Gonzalez fouls this one off the third base side. The count quickly 0-2 as he's trying to bunt. So 2 straight fastballs here by Smith. Here's the pitch. And this one swung on, grounded to second, and they will not turn 2. So a runner aboard, Gonzalez at first, and here is the man who should be in the Hall of Fame, Dick Allen. Allen, clearly the star of this team, 263 average, 90 ribbies, 33 home runs. Bob Smith has the sign from Shanty Hogan. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Allen swings. That one was up in the zone, and this one going back to left and out of here. So Dick Allen called him clearly the best on this team and proves it right there with a 2-run shot. And I got to make a comment here really quickly. We'll let him cross the plate here. Mike's going to he's going to get tired of all the props here. But I want you guys to notice something. Let's get this crowd to quiet down a little bit. So you'll notice in earlier versions of this, if you play with Mike's ballpark mod, and if you don't, why don't you? So, right, Scheib looks better. But we're going to do this replay for 2 reasons. First, to look at this home run, and we're just going to do it as a regular replay first. But I want you to notice how Mike's texturing and everything on the walls here, on the ballpark. Scheib's starting to look a little rusty, or now it's Connie Mack Stadium. It's looking rusty, and nice touch. So not only do these parks change in terms of like some of their advertising or their layouts through the years, but also in the texturing. So watch this watch this. Is this maybe get a good view in the Super Stats replay actually. So see how it's starting to look a little. So you can see that. Look, see it out here. Not pristine looking. I mean, this is an old ballpark. The first modern concrete steel and ballpark, a ballpark that opened in 1909. What? 3 months ahead of Forbes Field. So just one more time, just so you guys can see that, just to really appreciate the work Mike's put into this. So you can see out there, it's already looking kind of, yeah. Definitely a facility that saw some great baseball, but showing its age. So, Mike, excellent job. Excellent job, Mike. Those little things. Well, hey, that's okay. I mean, I just love the look. And so if we were playing this in 1929, this is going to be a very different, more vital, younger looking ballpark. So Mike doing a great job down to the texturing detail. All right, here is Johnny Callison. He's a favorite of Cousin Ken's, and ended up being a favorite in the tournament that we did way back, the end of last year, the Sweet 16 tournament. Johnny Callison with 40 runs batted in 1968, 14 home runs, a 244 average for him. 2 in for Philadelphia, 1 down, bases empty. Bob Smith deals the 2-1 pitch to Callison. Callison swings, and this one a dribbler to short. Callison ripping down the line, and he has it as we have an E6. So error on the shortstop, Johnny Callison at first. Unfortunate there, as Urbanski unable to come up with the ball, let alone a throw. So Philadelphia with the runner aboard, and again, you could check on Baseball Reference, but these Boston Braves were really not a good team at all. MV going all in here. And to answer his question, no, it's going to be the best team at the end of this that wins it, obviously, or else the Cleveland Indians or the St. Louis Cardinals would be the winner of this tournament since they were knocked out first. All right, anyhow, here is Roberto Pena. Roberto hitting 260 back in 1968, 38 ribbies, a home run. Bob Smith deals, and Pena takes ball 4. So 2 aboard for Philadelphia here. 2-0 your score, bottom of the first. And here's Bill White. So Bill White now coming over and playing for the Phillies. We'll see how many teams we see him play on. 40 ribbies, 9 home runs, 239 average. Here's the pitch to White. White swings, and this one hard hit fly ball to center field, but nice catch out there in center. Wally Berger making the catch, tagging at second, moving to third is Johnny Callison. And he is in ahead of the throw. 2 down, runners at the corners for Philadelphia for Cookie Rojas. Cookie hit 232 in 1968, 48 ribbies, 9 home runs. Smith has the sign, working out of the stretch, has the sign from Shanty Hogan. The 1-2 pitch, Rojas swings, and this one a flare to center, and this will be an RBI, 1 run in. Cookie Rojas with the RBI single, and Philadelphia now leads 3-1 in the bottom of the first inning, and it continues. 2 down. We'll see how long Bob Smith is going to be in here for these Boston Braves of 1935. Mike Ryan, a 179 hitter, 15 ribbies, a home run in 1968. 2 aboard, 2 down for Philadelphia in the bottom of the first. This game come to you from Connie Mack Stadium. The 0-1 pitch swung on. Ryan sends this one out to right field, and great catch by Thompson and right to retire the side finally. But Philadelphia Phillies pick up 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, 2 left on. We go to the top of the second inning, and it's the Phillies 3, the Boston Braves nothing. And stepping in now is Wally Berger, clearly the best player on this Boston Braves team. In fact, Berger, a fine, fine player that I think gets forgotten. And in the sort of hall of, he's not in the Hall of Fame, but I mean, if we talk about very, very good players, Wally Berger certainly qualifies as a very good player. Let's look at his career really quickly. So Berger, 242 career home runs, 898 runs batted in, struck out 694 times, finished with a 300 batting average over his career. I mean, this guy was pretty good. So his career went 1930, 1940. And so an average over 162 games, of course, Wally Berger playing in 154 games schedules. But, you know, a 300 hitter when you average it out, I mean, this guy was pretty good. 29 home runs, averaged out over 162 games. And I think somebody that I think gets forgotten, 1930s. How many people, you know, really do any 1930s baseball? But there you go. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me on a Friday night, guys, for a little bit of baseball. All right, here is Larry Jackson, ready to deal now to Wally Berger. The 1-1 pitch. Berger swings and fly ball deep to right and short of the track. Johnny Callison snags it for out number 1. So Berger gave it a ride. I don't know, Mike. I might, except for the weird looking pitcher here, I might keep doing games and out of the park from this angle when the camera's available. And if not, I'll add it. I really like it. All right, here is Shanty Hogan now. 301 hitter in 1933 with limited at-bats, just 163 at-bats, 25 ribbies, 2 homers. Larry Jackson has the sign from Mike Ryan. Here's the 2-0 delivery to Hogan. And he swings line to right and diving catch in right field by Johnny Callison. Great catch. We're going to look at that one again because why the hell not? This one 105 miles an hour off the bat of Hogan. And look at Johnny Callison. What a great play out there. And remember, guys, the clear heads choose Calvert, which, of course, is pretty rot gut, but there you go. The clearest heads choose Talamardu. So there you are. All right, 2 down, and that brings up Hal Lee, the left fielder, a 303 hitter in 1935, 39 ribbies. Jackson deals with 2 down, the 1-2 pitch to Lee. Lee, swing and a miss. No runs, no hits, no errors. They go in order. We go to the bottom of the second. It's the Phillies 3, the Braves nothing. And due up here will be Larry Jackson. And then we will go back to the top of the order, Briggs and Gonzalez. Jackson as a hitter in 1968 for the Phillies, 3 runs batted in, a 141 average. Bob Smith will stay in there and gave up 3 runs back in the first. The count even at 2-2 on Jackson. Jackson swing and a miss. So nice change up there by Bob Smith. And I should have caught that if you would have turned. When you turned around, you would have seen the nice Braves on his uniform. So it must be reading some of the files, Mike. I'm not sure because I mean you can see the Braves logo here on Shanty Hogan's sleeve and everything. So, but Mike mentioned he's going to talk about that in the hallowed beta forum. All right, back at the top of the order for Philadelphia, Johnny Briggs, a center fielder, 7 home runs, 31 runs batted in, and a 254 average. Smith deals. And this one, roller to second, deep to second, but Mallon up with it and takes care of him for out number 2. So Briggs is retired, and it brings up Tony Gonzalez, who's 0-for-1. Bob Smith has the sign from Shanty Hogan. Here's the wind and the 0-1 delivery. Gonzalez swings, high fly ball into medium center, and down in it, down to make the catch is Wally Berger. So the side is retired and in order. We go to the top of the third. It's the Phillies 3 and the Braves nothing. I wonder if I switch the camera angle, if I can I really want you guys to see these uniform textures. They look great. All right, leading off here anyhow is Pinky Whitney. Whitney, a 273 hitter for the Braves in 1935, 60 runs batted in, including 4 home runs. The 0-2 pitch. Whitney swings, and this one, a little bounder deep to short, up with it. The throw to first is in time. Nice play by Pena. That was a tough play out there at short. Let's just do a regular replay by play. So that little roller in good speed going down the first base line, and they get him. Close play, but by a gnat's eyelash. All right, so 1 out here now, and it brings up Billy Urbanski, the shortstop, 230 hitter for Urbanski, 30 ribbies, 4 home runs. As Texags says that indeed it saves something here. All right, here is the delivery from Larry Jackson to Billy Urbanski. The 1-2 pitch. Urbanski tried to hold up, but nice curveball dropped in there by Jackson. So that is a strikeout. So 2 away here now, and that brings up a pinch hitter, Joe Maury. So it looks like Smith's day is done. Maury's numbers in 1935 for the Boston Braves: 13 runs batted in, a home run, and a 265 average. All right. So here we go. Jackson to deal. The count even on Maury, the 2-2 pitch. And Maury swings. This one, chopping ground ball to second. And Rojas up with it and on to first for the 4-3 putout. The Boston Braves go in order. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's the Phillies 3, the Boston Braves nothing. And into pitch now for the Boston Braves, Larry Benton. His record in 1935, 2 wins, 3 losses. He worked 72 innings, walked 24, struck out 21, an ERA of 6.88. All right, leading off here, Dick Allen had that 2-run homer back in the 1st inning. So according to this, though, Larry Benton was known as a fastball pitcher that had pretty good control. Benton with the 2-2 delivery. And Allen lines this one back up the middle for a base hit. So Dick Allen with a home run and a single makes the wide turn at first, and he will hold. 4th hit for the Philadelphia Phillies. Sorry for the cough, guys. It's starting to get a little better, though. And here's Johnny Callison, 1 for 1 and flashing the leather out there in right field for the Phils. Another nice thing that you guys might not be aware of, by the way, I should show you. And there's Clinton Parks. So again, any plus sign on these, what Out of the Park calls widgets. So if I wanted to do Callison here, I can bring up here and I can get more information. So I can get his career numbers right here, his season, and then of course you have the numbers versus the pitcher if we were doing this as like a season replay and stuff. So it will track that in real time. So just a nice little thing, and then you can just hit the minus key to go back down and just kind of drag Johnny down there again. Okay. And you'll notice I do not like face gen. Don't like it. But to each his own. All right. Anyhow, here's Johnny Callison. Welcome in Clinton Parks. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And Callison swings. This one grounded deep to second. And up with it is Mallon. He's going to go to second for 1. But they will not turn 2. So 2 out. Oh, no, it is a double play. My goodness, that one fooled me. Let's look at that one again. I did not think that was a double play. Let's watch this. So 4-6. Oh, indeed it is. 4-6-3 double play. Looked like a fielder's choice first time up. I still have to get used to the camera switch. All right, that brings up now Roberto Pena. And Larry Benton winds and fires the 1-2 pitch to Pena. Pena swings inside out this pitch, but grounder to short in plenty of time for Billy Urbanski. He will make the play to first. So Philadelphia picks up a hit, and then that runner was raced in a double play. We go to the top of the fourth, still 3-0 in favor of the Phillies. Yeah, that's an interesting thing. Um, Tex talking about out of the park baseball, and he says in his 1919 season, the AI hardly ever brings in a reliever in games played out. Relievers appear more in quick sim games. So to fix that problem for the managers, you have to put in that you want your pitchers to go longer because it's doing it right as far as games played out. In 1919, there really wasn't that this concept of a relief pitcher, as you know. But if you want to fix that in out of the park baseball, you really got to go in and just do a couple sliders for the managers, and you will see the instance of so-called relief pitchers. It will drop, but it's really, really important to do that. Yeah. So Bernie is right. So this is why I did this tournament um, here instead of Action PC. Action PC would have meant loading the seasons that I needed, assigning the logos, making sure the ballpark assignments were correct, and manually setting up the tournament. Out of the park, click, click, click. It was like 4 clicks, and this thing was ready to rock with everything. Yeah. So Bernie prefers face gen, and that is all cool. Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of what you like to do. So 1914 replay, Bernie's going to be doing using out of the park baseball. All right, that's going to be a good one. That's going to be a good one. Are you doing the Boston Braves in that one, Bernie, for the challenge to see if you can take them all the way? As you guys know, they were in last place on July 4th, the Miracle Braves, and went on to win it all by the end of the season. Les Malin, we're back at the top of the order for the Boston Braves. He is 0 for 1. Larry Jackson ready to deal. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Malin swings and misses. So nice slider there by Jackson. And let me see if we can move this. So the bad thing about this, I'd like to be able to see. You can't move the widget around, but we're going to do this way. Let me see. Because I want to be able to see. There we go. All right, so Tommy Thompson's 0 for 1. Jackson with 4 strikeouts in this game. Here's the payoff pitch. And after popping out in the first inning, he draws the walk in the 3-2 pitch. So that fastball missing just inside for ball 4. And I have a big happy moth in the room. And it is a moth. Nice. All right, here's Buck Jordan now. 0 for 1. Jackson leans in, has the sign from Mike Ryan. Here's the pitch. And this one, lazy fly ball, lofted to left and down into the glove of Tony Gonzalez for out number 2. So Thompson retreats to first, and that brings up Wally Berger. 0 for 1. Jackson deals the 0-1. Berger swings. This one hard hit into left field. Will it have the distance? It will not. Short of the track. Tony Gonzalez making the hustling play for out number 3. So the Boston Braves of 1935 get a walk, leave a runner. We go to the bottom of the 4th. The Phillies leading this one 3-0. Again, single elimination tournament. And I forget who the Phillies will face next should they hold on to win. But just entering the middle innings here, bottom of the 4th, and Bill White, Cookie Rojas, and Mike Ryan due up for the 1968 Phillies. This tournament comprised of teams finishing under 500. Bill White 0 for 1. We saw him in the first game with the 1965 Cardinals. Here's the pitch. White, first pitch swinging, 2-hopper to short, and should be an easy play for Billy Urbanski, and he indeed makes the 6-3 putout. So 1 up, 1 down now for Cookie Rojas. Rojas playing second base. A lot of you would know Rojas also. Cookie Rojas with some time with the Kansas City Royals. If I am not mistaken, let's look. Yep, there we go. So Rojas, a pretty long career, I hadn't realized. 1962 to 1977. Wow. I didn't realize he played that long. Nice little stretch there for him. Not known as a home run hitter. I guess Rojas really more known for his defense, I guess. 1960s decade, my weakest decade, so. All right, Shanty Hogan puts down the sign for Larry Benton, who stays on in relief. He's worked 1 1/3. The 2-2 pitch to Rojas. And he swings, hard hit ball into the gap and right. This is going to get down and to the wall for extra bases. Rojas is going for 2. Will he go for 3? No, they're holding him up at second as Berger hits the cutoff man. So Cookie Rojas in scoring position. The Phillies looking to add to this 3-0 lead. And stepping in now in the box is Mike Ryan. Rojas leading off of second. Mike Ryan, 0-for-1. Benton deals, payoff pitch, swing and a miss. The fastball, and Ryan goes down. So that's Larry Benton's first strikeout. And Bernie says 1960s is his best decade. He lived it. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, so Bernie has a... all right, I know sound cuts out. Sorry, that's an out of the park thing. Bernie, that is a nice looking website. Well done, man. As a website designer, you get my kudos. I have my master's in instructional design, which means it's a yeah, man, nice. I'll look at that. I'm going to leave that tab up. All right. Here's Shanty Hogan, or I'm sorry, Larry Jackson now. 2 down, runner on in scoring position. And that runner is Cookie Rojas, who has a double. Benton fires the 1-0 pitch, and Jackson sends this one to short. This will end the inning. Urbanski with the 6-3 putout, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. A runner left in scoring position. The Phillies still lead the Braves 3-0 as we go to the top of the 5th inning. And it'll be Shanty Hogan, Hal Lee, and Pinky Whitney for the 1935 Boston Braves. Larry Jackson thus far has fanned 4 in this game and has walked 1. And we will just move Hogan back here just a little bit. There we go. All right. Mike Ryan sets. Jackson winds and deals. The payoff pitch. Hogan swings, and this one line to left and right into the glove of Tony Gonzalez. So score that one F7. 1 up, 1 down now for the left fielder, Hal Lee. 0-for-1. Jackson working quickly. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And he was nicknamed Sheriff. How about that? And he dumps this one into center field. Base hit. So one of the things that you do want to watch, I don't really look at the play-by-play too much. I'll glance at it. But it will throw in the nicknames every once in a while. So now we know that Hal Lee was known as Sheriff. Not that maybe anybody cares, but there you go. All right, here is Pinky Whitney. He is 0-for-1. Runner aboard for Boston here in the 5th. 1 away. Jackson lets it go. And Whitney swings and diving catch at third base. Oh, what a great play here at by the third baseman, Dick Allen. Let's look at that one again. What a play. Dick Allen says, "That's mine." You get a nice view again of Connie Mack Stadium. And again, as I mentioned here, how it's starting to look a little bit dingy here. So good job by Mike Silva to show the aging of this this venerable, now gone ballpark. All right, 2 outs. Runner on first, and that is Hal Sheriff Lee. And here's Billy Urbanski, 0-for-1. Larry Jackson with the 0-1, and this one just a little grounder out to second base. Rojas with the smooth pickup and the throw to first for the 4-3 putout. So the Braves get a hit, strand a runner. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's still the Phillies 3 and the Braves nothing. So Bernie saying keeps a blog. Yep. So a lot of 60s and 70s guys in here. No one does. 70s I'm fine with. The 60s I'm still learning. All right, here we go now. It's going to be Johnny Briggs. We're back at the top of the order for these Quakers in red. Nothing for one for Briggs. Larry Benton stays in. He's worked 2 innings in relief and has struck out a batter and has not given up any runs. So Philadelphia doing its damage way back in the first inning. The 3-2 pitch to Briggs. And Briggs swings at this one. Little flare to right, twisting foul. But before it gets to the foul line, Tommy Thompson out there making the catch. So 1 up, 1 down here for number 2 hitter, Tony Gonzalez, who's nothing for 2. Benton with the payoff pitch to Gonzalez. Gonzalez swings. This one hard grounded to first, and taking it 2 steps is Buck Jordan, unassisted to first. So 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th for Dick Allen, already a home run in this game, and a great play at third, last inning. Benton deals to Allen, and that one a called strike 3. So nice fastball to take care of Dick Allen. So and that ended the inning. So that was quick. We go to the top of the 6th, and it's still 3-0. And we will see L.B. Fletcher now into pinch hit for the Boston Braves, a 246 average. 236 average in 1935 for Fletcher. 9 runs batted in, including a home run. Larry Jackson, 4 strikeouts and a walk through 5. The 1-0 pitch to Fletcher. Fletcher swings. This one, 2-hopper to short. And that one gloved by Pena. And he will fire to Bill White at first for the 6-3 putout. So 1 up, 1 down. And into hit now is Les Mallon. He is nothing for 2. Jackson deals. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Mallon swings. And a roller to short. And once again, it will be the tandem of Pena and White. So 2 away here for Tommy Thompson, the right fielder. Nothing for 1 for the Braves. The delivery from Jackson to Thompson. Thompson swings. And this one grounded to Cookie Rojas at second. 1, 2, 3 go the Boston Braves. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. And it's still a Philadelphia 3-0 lead. So goose eggs for the Phillies after that first inning. And, of course, Jackson working on a 1-hitter right now. Geez, we do 2 of these a night. We will be done with this in no time. Pardon me. All right, Johnny Callison is 1 for 2. And we will see a new pitcher here for the Boston Braves, Leo Mangum. Let me check something, guys. Be right back with you. All right, thank you very much. All right, it will be Callison, Pena, and White due up for Philadelphia. So Leo Mangum will come on here. A 386 earned run average. Oh, damn, this cold. A 386 earned run average in 1935. He only worked 4 2/3 innings, walked 2, gave up 2 earned runs. Just out of curiosity, I want to see, did he have much of a career? Not really. So, kind of hung out 1924-25. Took a couple seasons off, came out back in 1928. Didn't come back again until 1932. And finished in 1934. So, there you go. Nickname was Blackie. And that's probably all we'll ever know about Leo Mangum at this point. All right. The 3-1 pitch to Johnny Callison. Johnny Callison looks at the walk. So a runner aboard here for the Phillies now for Roberto Pena, who is nothing for 1. Mangum with the 1-2 pitch. This one inside. This one will get away from Shanty Hogan, and Callison will go to second, and that one is a wild pitch. Count 2 balls, 2 strikes on Roberto Pena. Here's the pitch. Pena swings. This one line to center. Will this be enough to get Johnny Callison home? They're going to hold him at third. So here come the Phillies now with runners at the corners here in the home half of the sixth. Bill White steps in. He is 0 for 2. Mangum deals the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. White expanding the strike zone a little bit there for Leo. And one down. Runners remain at the corners. Here's Cookie Rojas. 2 for 2 with an RBI. Mangum from the set and the 0-1. And Rojas sends this one deep to center field. And nice catch out there. Wally Berger, the throw to the plate. That will hit the cutoff man. Johnny Callison trots home. And the Philadelphia Phillies now lead 4-0. 2 away, and I'm so sorry for the coughs, guys. And I don't have any quick way to mute this mic. So please bear with me. This cold is much better than it was last week or whatever the hell this is. Might be a touch of the old vid, as it were. Can't say the whole word on YouTube. You get what I mean. All right, Mike Ryan, nothing for 2, would like to contribute to this Phillies potential win here. Here's the pitch to Ryan, and Ryan takes it up very high, and the throw down to first. And we have a caught stealing, not even sure why they were trying. Anyhow, one run, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. And we head to the top of the 7th, and it's Philadelphia 4 and Boston nothing. It'll be Buck Jordan, Wally Berger, and Shanty Hogan due up. Larry Jackson at 74 pitches, working on a 1-hitter. Here's the delivery. Jordan swings, and this one, a dribbler down to third, and ripping down the line is Buck Jordan, and they're going to give him an infield hit on that. Dick Allen gets to the ball, but by the time he's ready to throw, Jordan is on first. So that's the second hit, just the second hit for the Boston Braves in this contest. I'm not sure if Legends is going to be doing a ball game, so let's try to pick this one up a little along. As Wally Berger steps in. I'd like to see Wally do something here, just because they gave him a good talk-up, and again, a fine baseball player. Full count to Berger. Berger swings and lines this one to left field. Base hit. All right, so at least Wally got a single. We'll take that. And going to third is Buck Jordan. So runners at the corners for the Boston Braves. Nobody out, and they are threatening now. Shanty Hogan, who hit 301 in 1935. 0 for 2 in today's game. So, Wally Berger at first, Buck Jordan at third. Larry Jackson from the stretch, and the 2-1 swung on, popped on the infield. Bad luck for the Braves as it drops into the glove of Bill White at first base. So 1 away now for Sheriff Lee, who was 1 for 2. Jackson delivers the payoff pitch. This one grounded hard to third. They come home. The throw's offline. So Allen with the throw. But, oh no, they say he's out. Are you kidding me? This is one of those, I call it the Action PC effect. So every once in a while, the Action PC chalkboard goes weird. So does this one. I thought he was in. Let's look at this again. Damn it. Gotta fix this, Marcus. Let's see what it does here. Look at that. Not even close. We got to work on that out of the park. All right, so they throw home and get him. Jeez. One more time. That's the worst I've ever... Look at that. I've never... And he even had to pick up the ball. So they got to sync up this play-by-play and with what's going on in the field. Oh, that was really bad, man. Still a great game. Come on, still a great game, though. All right, but that was hopefully our fun little Action PC aneurysm, now transferring over to Out of the Park. I know, right? It's not good. It's not good, but it's, you know what? It's still a great baseball engine. It really is, but, you know, it's really going to go by what's going on up here in the play-by-play. That's what the game is going to pay attention to statistically. But yeah, that was bad because, come on, I thought Boston had their first run. Damn it. Oh well. I mean, I got to root for Boston. They are literally. All right. I'm sorry. The sound's got to go out for a minute while I click to a different window because I got to bring these guys up just for a second. And I just had a chuckle when MV picked these guys. Here we go. So, yeah, their record 38 wins, 115 115 losses. So, yeah, not a very good team. Yeah, it does have hiccups from time to time, but you know what? It's this is still a great damn baseball game. And I've seen Action PC. So if you ever have a thing in Action PC where you see one of the outfielders scooting across the field and the other one kind of moving, that's supposed to represent a collision. So this one has some hiccups, but so does man. Action PC has some doozies. So they're funny. They're funny. But again, up here is really what matters. How the game's going to draw from this, not the graphics. All right. Anyhow, here's Pinky Whitney. We had some fun there. 2 down, 2 on for Boston. And here we go. There's Wally Berger. You can see his name at second. Here's the pitch. Swung on. This one ground to third. And the throw to second. That will retire the side. So Boston strands 2. And they got screwed by, the weird thing. And there you go. All right, it is 7th inning stretch time here at Connie Mack Stadium. It's the Philadelphia Phillies 4 and the Boston Braves nothing. So what Mike does, he says he hides the top section during play and just read the play-by-play after the play. I've tried that, but when for live broadcasting, I like to have this almost pop up instantaneous, and if I have to go back a little bit. But I would imagine for work, for playing offline, I think that would work really nicely. Texag says, with no umpires, what do you expect? Home cooking to the max. And Ken Castro says, as a Phillies fan, I think he was definitely out. So what's nice about this, that MLB The Show has as well, is you can go back, do highlight reels, you can look at plays from the games, and you can actually watch entire games with Outlet Park Baseball, which I really like. You can actually re-watch the game. I don't know that MLB The Show does that, but you can re-watch the entire baseball game if you wanted to. So maybe leave something on manager for manager and then come back and watch it later. I don't know. I guess you'd have to be pretty hard up to do that. Anyhow, Mike Ryan will lead it off here for the Phils in the bottom of the 7th. Leo Mangum ready to deal with a 1-2 pitch. So Ryan struck out last time and lines this one over to second into the gap and right center field. And Mike Ryan is chugging for 2. And the throw hits the cutoff man, Thompson. And Mike Ryan in scoring position now for the Phils. And cousin Ken Castro, this is his favorite franchise. He's got to be loving this one. Larry Jackson, nothing for 2. Runner on second, Mike Ryan. Here's the delivery. And Jackson shows bunt, and that one missing for a strike. Count goes to 0-1. Delivery from Mangum. And this one bunted back to the pitcher. And the only play for Mangum will be to first to retire Jackson. Sacrifice successful. Mike Ryan moves into scoring position just 90 feet away. And we're back at the top of the order for the Quakers. And Johnny Briggs, who is nothing for 2. Mangum has the sign from Shanty Hogan, the 0-2 delivery. Briggs, a swing and a miss. So that one, nice fastball, 2 down. And Tony Gonzalez now will try to get the runner in. Gonzalez, nothing for 3. Hogan sets. And here's the pitch. That one gets away from Shanty Hogan, and Mike Ryan will come in to score. So the Philadelphia Phillies pick up another run here in the 7th. It's now 5-0. Gonzalez back in, now batting with the bases empty. And the 1-0 pitch. Gonzalez swings, and this one just a soft little lazy fly ball to left. Lee barely had to move on it and makes the catch. But the Phillies come up with a gift, and they're Lead increases now to 5-0 as we head to the 8th inning. Boston will send up Urbanski, I'm guessing a pinch hitter for Mangum, and then back at the top of the order, and Les Mallon. Urbanski in the game, nothing for 2. Larry Jackson just at 95 pitches, so looking for a complete game, pitching a 3-hitter thus far. Here's the 1-0 delivery to Billy Urbanski. Urbanski swings, and long fly ball out to center field. It has some distance, but Briggs chasing the horsehide down. So 1 up, 1 down now. And we will see a pinch hitter, Randy Moore, wearing Brooklyn Dodgers livery. It's a very, very distinctive B that the Dodgers wore. So Randy Moore, a 275 hitter in 1935, 42 runs batted in, 4 home runs. Larry Jackson has the sign from Mike Ryan. The payoff pitch to Moore. Moore swings on this one, and diving stop at short. Pena making a nice diving stop, but double pumps doesn't make the throw. So that puts Randy Moore at first. We're back at the top of the order for Les Mallon for the Braves, who is nothing for 3. So they're trying to turn the 2 ball here. The delivery. And Mallon swings. This one grounded to second. And the play will go to first. Rojas with kind of a high throw, but White able to pull it down. So 2 away. And a runner in scoring position at second base. And that would be Randy Moore. And here is Tommy Thompson, who's nothing for 2. Ryan flashes the sign. Larry Jackson deals the 3-0 pitch. Swung on. And this one going out into sort of a no man's land, but making the call in the catch, Johnny Briggs in center field. So the Braves strand 1 in scoring position. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's the Phillies 5 and the Braves nothing. John DFW, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. So John, yeah, this is so I don't know if you saw in Discord. This is the MV Tosser tournament, and it's 12 guys pick teams that finish below 500, and we're just doing a single elimination tournament for the first rounds. The final 2 teams, whoever that will be a best of 3. And guys, what did I say? So this is weird. Coming on to pitch in his final major league year and wearing the proper number, if not the proper font, George Herman Babe Ruth. So coming on to pitch to make an appearance here for the Boston Braves. Babe Ruth, of course, it was kind of sad. Ruth traded away under the Braves making pretense that Ruth could eventually manage the team. Babe Ruth wanting to be a major league manager. He was made a quote-unquote assistant manager, but really in that 1935 season was really a damn circus as Ruth was paraded around the National League. Hit his final home runs at Forbes Field in Pittsburgh, and the last one, it was as if Ruth kind of just knew that was going to be it, and said to be like one of the, if not the longest balls ever hit out of Forbes Field, and that was it. So Babe Ruth, there he is, and he's going to pitch to Dick Allen. Don't know, and I don't care. Well, we can look. I don't think Ruth pitched at all in that year. I don't think he did, and it doesn't matter. I think it's just really, really, really cool that he's here. Yeah, so his last pitch, he made a few pitching appearances with the Yankees. His last pitching appearance was 1933. But you know what? It's cool. He's in here. Let's see what he does against Dick Allen. Yep, 3 home runs, and then he was done. And, of course, it was said that Ruth waited and waited for the call to be a major league manager, and it never came. So, don't know that Ruth would have been a good manager, but it was just, here was a man that saved baseball. Along with Kennesaw Mountain Landis, we do have to give him that credit. But, I mean, Ruth transforms the game, saves the game, and then he's kind of paraded around like a sort of morbid curiosity around the National League. A lot of people should say Ruth should have retired, but hey, the man wanted to manage, and Yeah, anyhow, let's keep it happy. Greatest baseball player possibly of all time because he would have made Hall of Fame as a pitcher, as you guys know. He's ready to face Dick Allen here. Allen, 2 for 3 in the game, including a home run, 2 runs batted in. Payoff pitch to Dick Allen. And Allen swings, and this one a little flare over second into right field. All right, so Dick Allen aboard, and here's Johnny Callison, 1 for 2. Ruth winds and deals. Here's the 1-2, and he hits. He hits Callison. Guys, I'm gonna make an executive decision because I realize it's virtual, but I'm pulling Babe Ruth just because this is not. It's just weird. All right, so Ruth is gonna go out. Let's go to the bullpen. And who do we got here? So we're in the 8th. We'll just bring in Albert. It's just because it's just weird. All right. So Babe Ruth made a quick appearance. And there you can see Texags. As soon as I change that, so this helps answer your question too. Look, we can set all this infield depth, outfield. So this actually, there's a lot more. There's a lot more managerial choices that you have here than you do in Action PC Baseball. And that's something that we always fail to mention, where Out of the Park deserves mention. A lot more managerial, field manager decisions. We're going to back to computer AI, and there we go. Yeah, with Ruth's stats, this inning can get ugly, which is why he is out. So, didn't want to see the greatest, one of the greatest, whatever you want to call them. That was just bad. All right, Al Blanche into pitch now, 1.56 under an average, 4 strikeouts, 5 walks. He worked 17 and a third for the 1935 Braves. The 1-1 pitch now. Roberto Pena swings, dribbler to third, long throw, high throw across the diamond by White, but gets Pena, so 1 out. And I'm sorry, I made the mistake there. That's all right with this game. All right, so 2 on. Johnny Callison is second, Dick Allen at third. And here is Bill White. 0 for 3. Blanche has the sign from Shanty Hogan. Here's the pitch. Swung on, first pitch. This one line to left, back, and short of the track. Sheriff Lee makes the catch, tagging, and coming home to score is Dick Allen. Johnny Callison moves to third. It's 6-0 Phillies. This is one of those games I want to be over with. So, just because there's no way the Braves are going to catch the Phillies. All right, here's Cookie Rojas, 2 for 2 with 2 runs batted in. Runner in scoring position, Johnny Callison at third. Blanche deals. Rojas swings, and grounder deep to third. Long throw across the diamond. Pinky Whitney making the play. The Phillies pick up another run. We mercifully go to the top of the 9th inning. The Phillies lead the Boston Braves 6-0. Buck Jordan, Wally Berger, and Shanty Hogan due up. Jordan 1 for 3. Jackson looking for a complete game, 4-hit shutout. Here's the pitch to Jordan. Jordan cuts on this first pitch, dribbler back to the mound, and it will be Larry Jackson up with it, and he will go to Bill White on the 1-3 putout. So 1 away now for Wally Berger, 1 for 3, singled his last time up. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Berger, and that one, ooh, nice strikeout. That curveball landing inside, and it's down to Shanty Hogan. Boston on the verge of going home. Philadelphia on the verge of advancing. Here is the pitch. Swung on, grounder to short, And Pena boots the ball at short. So, no, they're going to call that one a hit. All right, looked like an error here, but they're going to give him a hit. So that's the 5th hit by the Boston Braves. So they stay alive, and here is how Sheriff Lee is 1 for 3. Here's the pitch. Lee swings, flare to right, and this gets down for a base hit. So here come the Boston Braves. Unbelievable. Shandy Hogan at second, Lee at first, 2 on, 2 down for Pinky Whitney, who has nothing for 3. Jackson looking for the last out from these guys. Payoff pitch, swung on, grounded to third, and that's your ball game. Philadelphia Phillies defeat the 1935 Boston Braves 6-0. All right. So we quickly, Larry Jackson, player of the game. He does pick up a 6-hit shutout. Good ball game pitched by him. Looking at the pitching line for him, 9 innings, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. So Smith goes 2 innings for the Boston Braves and was touched up for 3 earned runs. Benton worked 3 innings and kept the Phillies quiet. Then Mangum came in and got touched up for 2 earned runs. Babe Ruth, 1 earned run. And then Al Blanche came in to try to keep the Phillies quiet, which was not possible for the Phillies. 6-8-0 for the 1933 Braves, 0-6-0. Let's leave the game. Let's look at our matchups here. So the Philadelphia Phillies will go on round 2 to face the 1984 Atlanta Braves. And that is it. Exactly. I don't want Ruth haunt me. Exactly. He'd say, "Hey, kid," with that big old cigar and stuff, right? So I hope you guys had fun. I appreciate those of you who stayed, or even those of you that did the sort of back and forth. And it looks like Steve is still on, I think. So I guess I'll let it go so you guys can go over there. Thank you. I had so much fun tonight. We'll be able to move through this pretty quickly. It was 2 games. There you go. Thank you, Mike. Maybe next time Mike will get you on. You can call or whatever. Or just, chat. We'll let this play out. So the next game that we'll play, guys, will be the 1987 Mariners against the 1973 Chicago Cubs. That will probably be sometime on Sunday, which I know I'm not going to get much of a crowd on Sunday after all. Most people watch F-ball, but we're going to soldier on anyhow. So tonight, the Cleveland Indians of 1980 advanced to round 2. They will face the 1973 New York Yankees. The 1968 Philadelphia Phillies will go to round 2, and they will play the 1984 Atlanta Braves. Thanks, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Cousin Ken, Mike, everybody, you guys. As World's Worst Gamer, that's his team, the 1987 Mariners, well, his team in this MV, the Tosser tournament. So my thanks, as always, to Tex Ag saying, "Go Cubbies." So that'll be Sunday's game. Actually, we'll do a doubleheader. So Sunday, we will see the Cubs, Mariners, and then the 1968 Mets and 1933 Detroit Tigers. And then we'll be finished with round 1 Sunday. Hell, we might have this thing done by Tuesday or Wednesday. All right. Thank you to World's Worst Gamer, to Tex Ag's cousin Ken Castro, the heart and soul of this channel, our newest member here, Doug Hunt, Bernie Strom, thank you, man, Mike Silva, John DFW. John, again, I every time I get the chance, I'd like to thank you for the great Discord that you've set up for us. Did I say Bernie Strom? I'll say it again. Bernie is back to broadcasting, guys, and loving it. Clinton Parks in here with us tonight, our professor. Moving back. I think we're almost got everybody. Almost got everybody here. Aaron Reed, we can't forget the mighty Aaron Reed. Aaron, thank you for coming in tonight, probably off with his girlfriend. We had a surprise visit tonight by none other than Robbie Workberg, if you can believe it. Robbie Workberg was actually here tonight. He's doing well at uni, he says. Robert RJO Network was here, getting ready for the postseason on his 2016 replay, which regular season ended tonight. Tune in on that Sunday, Sunday morning, because he said his Miami Dolphins play a late game, so I guess you're going to get some baseball Sunday morning, and then Monday night, his Mets go up against my Pirates in 2016. Bernie Strom, first one in the ballpark tonight. So, and just in case, world's worst gamer there, I didn't forget you again. See, all right. Oh, and remember the new guy. Thank you, world's worst gamer. So, Eliza Morfa Moyeno, muchas gracias for coming in. I hope that you'll come back, man. I kind of blew past you there. Guys, until next time, see you around the batting cage. If there's a game tomorrow, it will be a Baseball for Windows game. If there's a game. All right. Good night, everybody, and see you around the batting cage.